I got nothing. Oh, let's listen to this. I've been listening to this podcast, History of Rock and Roll in 500 Songs, which is pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be super good.
And he just did the one about Surf and Safari, the Beach Boys. He was talking about Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson, like, had perfect pitch, and he was, like, really into these, like, almost like barbershop quartet type bands or whatever. And so he would record himself singing all the different parts of the song and then like record it over and like make his own tracks. The harmony remind me of that.
Nerd.
Yeah. Genius nerd.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
I got my sweet journey back with some shoes on.
That train is off the tracks.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler.
Just prepare to... just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You're listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. This is episode 818, coming to you from the high school home of Jamison Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm the doctor, Jason Triplett. This show, we're discussing our predictions for the NBA Finals and letting Colson do his old man yells at clouds bit. Joining me this week are two of our three analysts, coast to coast like buttered toast. First, from Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles. It's John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to you guys. Glad to be back together. Felt like it's been too long.
Yep, sure has been. And from Tacoma, Washington, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? Shouting out my nephew Gunner, graduating high school today.
Holy crap. No, congratulations.
Yeah, enjoy that stogie, son.
Nice. Where's he heading for his undergrad?
He is going to the University of Maryland College Park. Go Terps.
Oh, really? Nice. Cool. Just up the road.
Just up the road.
All right. Before we start the show, just want to remind listeners that they can support the longest running Pacers podcast by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables to support our show for as little as $1 a month. So, as you mentioned, Colson, been a while since we podcasted. You know, nothing going on in the NBA world, so no need for us to chime in at all.
Nope.
I believe when we left you all, it was still the second round of the playoffs. Spoiler alert, the Knicks won their series against the Sixers, and who they beat in the finals?
Cavs.
I forget already.
Cavs.
It happened so long ago.
Yeah, the Cavs were there for some reason.
Oh yeah, the Cavs. That's right. The Cavs won their 7-game slugfest with Detroit, and then the Knicks went on to sweep the Cavs in embarrassing fashion.
Embarrassing.
I would say. To advance to their first finals since 1999, which I realize it spells good news for Chicago Bulls fans. So last year the Pacers made the finals. They were the first time since 2000. Now the Knicks, first time since 99. That means the Bulls, who were Eastern Conference champions in 1998, should make the finals next year, right?
Okay.
And then over in the Western Conference, the Spurs took out the Timberwolves, and the Thunder swept. Who did they sweep in the second round? I forget.
The Lakers.
And then we were treated to a 7-game series, which just ended last night between the Spurs and the Thunder. So maybe we want to start there before we start getting to the finals predictions. What did you guys make of this? the Spurs taking down the Thunder in 7 games, winning on the road in OKC. Victor Wembanyama has ascended, and his rookie and second-year running mates are heading to the finals already. Harper's shaking his head. You don't seem happy about this, bud.
I mean, I feel like I said the same thing last year. I'm like, look at this team that's too young and just destroying people, and they're going to be a dynasty. And now I got another team over there that's too young and about to be a dynasty. I was like, it's deja vu. I mean, we all knew Victor was going to be amazing, but I mean, to be headed for the finals at this point in his career with a team that clearly understands how to play basketball together is just it's just a little daunting and makes everybody's job a little bit harder. I guess going forward, we can just hope that the OKC San Antonio series go 7 every time they meet each other, and they can battle each other, to a series of attrition. And hopefully by the time they find us in the finals, they will be tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do kind of feel like these teams are going to be playing each other every year for a while. This was an interesting series, right? Like game 1 was fantastic, double overtime.
Epic.
You thought, okay, if every game is like this, and then every game wasn't like that. They were all blowouts essentially. Each team landing let's see, Oklahoma wins the next 2, right? And you're like, okay, well, I guess San Antonio wasn't ready for this. And then San Antonio ends up winning the series in Oklahoma City. I thought by the end, Oklahoma City just looked beat up. They didn't have enough answers. Like, I know that San Antonio is a really good defensive team, but SGA didn't have enough guys to throw the basketball to. Like, they really needed Jason Williams. What's his name? Jalen Williams.
J-Dub.
They really needed him.
Well, they
didn't have enough other.
Right, you're talking about the other Jalen Williams.
The other one. I'm talking about the other one.
I guess technically it's the other one that was playing. They need the real Jason Williams.
They need the second best player, Jalen Williams. They also could have used Chet Holmgren. That would have been great if he'd showed up to the basketball game.
Yeah.
I mean, he
caught a lot of flack.
2 shots in 33 minutes?
Yeah,
he just looked shook.
Yeah.
I mean,
it didn't help that AJ Mitchell got hurt too. I thought that was a thing. But it was kind of incredible that, this OKC team that you're like, wow, they go 11 deep.
Yeah.
But if you take out just the right guys, then all of a sudden they're not as daunting. It's definitely on the offensive end, right? I mean, still defensively, I think they made life tough for San Antonio. But yeah, the way in which Stephen Castle and Dylan Harper in particularly performed in that 7-game series impressed me. There were a couple times that Dylan Harper just made very professional, mature shots that you do not expect out of a rookie. And Steph Castle, had, what did he have, like 30 turnovers in the first 2 games or something like that, and then was still unafraid, just kept doing his thing and getting to the bucket. And shout out to De'Aaron Fox, who was playing on 0 ankles, but was still attacking and getting into the game.
He was great in Game 7 for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, to get to the promised land, you need your role players to step up, right? And that means Dort can't go 1 of 4 in a Game 7 for you, right? They felt like they had to go 2 bigs all the time, right? So Hartenstein gets all these extended minutes because they're trying to deal with Wembanyama, so they got less ball handlers out there. And then Champagny just eats their lunch. Like, that's not, the Spurs role players stepped the hell up and got the job done.
Yeah, they did.
It was an impressive showing.
Yeah, the double big lineup works if Chet isn't afraid to shoot, right? Like, I mean, he could be the guy that spreads the floor. They can have another shooter on the floor. He can hit threes, but he just was afraid to touch the ball. I mean, it was crazy.
They also still got out rebounded.
Right, even with the two bigs. Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, you hope that this isn't one of those situations where, he just is, snake bit by this and is never the same player. Like, sometimes guys have bad playoff series and it's just on their resume, but they come back and he's a young kid and they have, it's not a problem next year. But sometimes people get broken in situations like this. So
You must
wonder
think
how
I
this
like
is gonna
Gonzaga
turn out.
players more than I actually do, if you think I care about that.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
Yeah. And I mean, he and Wembanyama have been like, at each other for years now. And I think Wembanyama clearly has a psychological edge over that dude. I mean, it definitely says something when your team is like, okay, you're also a 7 foot something unicornish type person, but we're going to have Lou Dort guard Wembanyama because we think it works better, or Caruso guard him because we think you can't handle him. Like, it says a lot, right? And I know some of it is strategic so that he could help off and defend the rim and stuff like that, which he did relatively well. But, like, yeah, if you're going to be an all-star, you can't be putting up 2 attempts in a Game 7. Like,
And it's just
you
brutal
also
as a
with-
coach to not be able to. You just when you got a really good player at 5, you just want to be able to not have to scheme that position away from Sundays. You just want to stick the other unicorn on the guy and figure out how to stop the role players. But
sure.
when you just got to scheme every player on the court, you're chasing, and it showed a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't Chet like
Shea was amazing.
all team defense. I thought he was. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He might have been.
Yeah, well, he was not DPOY.
He was not.
Yeah, but I found myself, Harper, like you. I don't know if you were cheering for the Thunder, but I was definitely cheering against the Spurs. I did not want to see the Spurs win this series. And yeah, I was talking to my brother-in-law today. He's like, but they have all these young guys. Like, it's great. They haven't had success before. And it's like, yeah, but F the Spurs at this point. They
Right.
They won the Tim Duncan lottery, and they won 50-plus games for 20 straight seasons.
They won
And then
5
won
titles.
Yeah, they won 5 titles in that stretch. They then win the Wembanyama stakes, and then, get lucky with the Steph Castle sliding down, and then get Dylan Harper, who's like going to be an All NBA player someday. Like, it's at some point, it's just not fair.
Yeah,
Like,
it didn't help that we had just recently been kicked in the nuts by missing our own draft pick this year.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I mean, it was God. I really, really don't like the Thunder, and it was. I felt. I know what you're saying. Like when they were like, there was nobody for SGA to pass the ball to, and I was like, this team is trash. We could have beat this team. Like we could have won the title on these guys, but like. They're all the flopping, which became a huge national story, particularly this week, the last 2 weeks. The flopping, the whining, the fact that they're really good. I don't know. I just hate them so much. The fact that they beat us in the finals.
Yeah.
I like how you went with that last, as if it was an afterthought.
Yeah.
They're real unlikable, though. I mean, nationally,
they
they're
are.
unlikable.
I didn't root for him. I couldn't bring myself to go that far.
But yeah, I did have trouble deciding who I was rooting for because, yeah, I don't want the Spurs' new dynasty to start already. Man, I don't want anything good to happen to the Thunder. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, Wembanyama, he's going to break everything about the NBA that we knew before. Like, I kind of wanted him to, like, have to go through at least 1 year of, like, getting his, gut punched or whatever. Like, and be like, okay, I have to learn how to play in the NBA. But it's like, no, he just knows.
No, just
And he does, like, three things that you've never seen on a basketball court, like, every game.
at least
crazy.
maybe every quarter. I mean, they handled the Timberwolves, which looked like world beaters against the Nuggets, right? I mean, take out the defending champs, and now you just got to beat the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean,
so let's get to that, right?
Yeah.
Knicks Spurs in a finals. It starts on Wednesday night. I guess the Spurs have home court advantage, right?
yeah, they won 60 some odd games.
So and they we're doing 2-2-1-1-1, right? So, what are you seeing, Colson? What do you think is going to be the key matchup to this? I mean, I guess to start asking the question we're going to ask every year this time for the next 15 years is how are they going to deal with Wembanyama in this series? Like, what are they going to do?
So the Knicks are the hottest team in basketball, right? They lost 2 buzzer beaters against Atlanta in the first round, and since then have not lost a game. They swept their second round and third round series, and they're beating teams by like an average of 25 points a game. They're just humiliating teams. And so I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk for the Spurs. I think that the fact that the Knicks have a bunch of big guys is going to help. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is probably going to do what Chet was supposed to do, but better. He's going to hang out on the 3-point line and shoot threes. He's going to be running a lot of the offense way away from the basket and drawing Wembanyama away if they have Wembanyama guarding Towns. On the defensive end, they can bring Mitchell Robinson off the bench. They've got OG Anunoby because we saw in the Thunder that some smaller guys were guarding Wembanyama, and it was fairly effective. I mean, Wembanyama does whatever he wants, but you can put a slightly smaller guy on him.
I mean, every guy's a slightly smaller
Yeah.
guy. I mean, it's
Exactly. It's like you might as well.
Everybody
Shorter
is.
than him.
There is nobody that's his height. That is definitely true. I think they'll at least have enough looks to throw at him. I think probably the key matchup maybe is the Castle-Brunson matchup. I mean, Castle's such a good defender, but Brunson is such the wily vet. You feel like Brunson probably has the edge in that. You thought, I mean, just like SGA had the edge in that matchup. I don't know. SGA looked brilliant in Game 7, but he was just the star the rest of the time. The rest of the series, not brilliant. And I think a lot of that had to do with Castle and scheming. But Castle's a bulldog, so I think that'll be a really fun matchup. But I still give the edge to Brunson there. I don't know. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be really solid.
Yeah. Harper, what are you looking forward to in this series?
watching the Knicks lose.
Okay.
I don't share your optimism that New York is ready for this challenge. I think Karl Anthony Towns is a very flawed player, and Victor Wembanyama is going to point that out. I think you probably gotta throw Anunoby at. I mean, you have to throw all kinds of looks at Wembanyama, clearly.
Sure.
But I think a lot of time, Anunoby on him, and that just means that Castle and Vassell are going to be able to have their way with the rest of that team. We know Brunson won't guard anybody. We know that Castle and Vassell will, as will Dylan Harper and Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond,
yeah, who was talking trash about how the best guy on your team can't be a little guy, and so maybe that's a little
championships.
Extra fuel for Jalen Brunson to show out, but it does remain to be seen if a 6'2" guy can really get through all of what's going on out there. I mean, he's going to need his 3-point shot going in every game in order to do it, because you're not going to have success in the paint against this Spurs team for long stretches. It's just not possible.
Well, I agree with that, but I think that's why the Knicks being so hot is really good for them. I mean, they're just lighting the scoreboard up from behind the line. They're scorching hot, and I know that San
2 weeks
Antonio's
ago or whenever they stopped playing.
That's true. That is true. And the Cavs do not play defense, so that's not much of a test there. But when I was watching the Thunder play San Antonio, they were kind of hanging in there, but they just ran out of offensive options. New York's not going to. Like they're all playing too well right now offensively.
Yeah. I mean, especially if Bridges is playing as confidently as he has been lately, and really contributing, and like not just being the guy that stands over in the corner and like watches the action happen.
Well, and Landry,
if
he never misses a 3-pointer again.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to put a lot of my eggs in the Landry Shamet basket, but sure. And yeah, like OG, they got the really nice thing for them sweeping the Cavs is they get 2 weeks for Anunoby to rest his hamstrings, basically, and hopefully heal those up. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, Mitchell Robinson is like kind of a, can be a pesky kind of guy and grab some offensive rebounds and do things. I do think you make a good point of Towns being actually like a playmaker and like forcing Wembanyama or whoever they end up having to guard him, make decisions and play hard. Like, I think that the Thunder didn't do a good job of making him an active defender. Like, he just got to kind of like lurk in the lane, which is exactly what he wants to do, and it leads to a lot of offense where like you beat one guy off the dribble and then you just like dribble across the lane and pass it back out to the 3-point line.
And you're right back where you started. Because
and I mean, the other thing that's nice about the Brunson possibility is that Castle does have a tendency to be a little bit foul prone, and against a guy like I guess he was against one of the better foul beaters ever to play the game, and he, survived that. But Brunson is kind of a different kind of crafty, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so that could be something to keep an eye on. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting series. And certainly Mike Brown is a good coach and has had 2 weeks to try to game plan for Wembanyama.
The alien.
So... they'll try some things out and see what happens.
I also wondered, like, it was a really tough emotional series and physical series. I do wonder whether Harper's theory that these two teams beating up on each other in 7-game series softens them up for the Eastern team. Mm-hmm. I think there's something to that. I mean, this series just ended and they're going to jump into this finals.
Well, and there is like the brightness of the lights in the finals is like something completely different than what these teams have, seen so far. Like we saw, I don't know, you remember how what a wreck Obi Toppin was in the first like 10 minutes of his playing time in game 1, just because he was just too excited. Like, so we'll see how that affects these teams. And it's like, everybody in the world is paying attention now. Like, it's...
But who does that favor, though, right? New York, who's been thinking about this for the last 10 days, or San Antonio, who just hops on the next plane and goes to work again, That could really go either way.
Well, I think New York is definitely better suited to handle the media scrutiny, that type of spotlight. I mean,
biggest
although
market.
Maybe San Antonio's got an alien on their team, so they've probably had a lot of media around them all year.
Well, I was trying to think of historical precedents for this, because the teams, it's just so young, so there's not really any historical precedent for it. But I was thinking about a young Shaq, and how he dragged Orlando to the finals, beating the Pacers in a 7-game series, actually, in the conference finals. And then they got swept, in the finals because I don't know. I'm not saying that the Spurs are going to get swept, but there is some precedent for it. At some point they'll be too young, right? We keep saying they're too young, they don't have the experience. Maybe the finals is the place where that happens. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe experience is just really overrated, and that's the truth of the matter. For what it's worth, these teams played each other 3 times in the regular season. New York did win 2 of those. But San Antonio has been installed as the early favorite to win this matchup in the finals.
Also,
Joey, the man behind the dials, he sent in his pick. He's, of course, no surprise, Spurs homer. He's going Spurs in 5. Sorry, Colson, I cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. The Knicks and the Spurs played in the NBA Cup this year. Actually, it was a preview of the finals here, and the Knicks beat them there too. So
the Knicks are going for the double. Huh?
Yeah, they can hang two
Tough
batters.
to beat them twice. Yeah.
Right. Also the Knicks were one of only 2 teams that beat the Spurs with Wembanyama playing over 15 minutes in the second, or basically since the All-Star game, like after the All-Star game. Like basically they didn't lose when Wembanyama played except against the Knicks. So, it's a good matchup for the Knicks. I mean, there's no good matchup for Wembanyama, but they've proven that they can beat them. So.
So Harper, I think I know which way you're leaning, but what's your prediction for the series?
Yeah, I'll take Spurs 6.
Spurs in 6. Colson, what you got?
So I've really been struggling with this because I freaking hate the Knicks. You have to hate the Knicks.
We're all Pacers fans.
And I can't root for the Knicks. I really also am not ready for the Spurs to start this dynasty yet. I don't need them winning 10 in a row starting now. And so I was really, really thinking about it, and I started thinking about Ethan, about how his favorite team is the Pacers, and his friend's favorite team is the Knicks, and so he's claimed his Knicks are his second favorite team. He would never, of course, root for the Knicks if they were playing the Pacers, right? Which the logic makes sense to me there. Pacers first over the Knicks, but if not, now if Ethan can be a huge Pacer fan and still learn to love the Knicks, maybe there's hope for this world. Maybe there's hope for peace, where people who have nothing in common can come together. And so I am choosing to root for the Knicks in this final series. I'm going Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Is it because it rhymes? Is that why you...
Yeah. And also because Ethan.
Yes. And also because Ethan.
I think I hate to burst your bubble here, Colson, but Ethan has had a change of heart this summer. So he has told me I was asking him who he wants to win the Spurs Thunder series, and he said the Thunder. I want the Thunder to win. I said, but why? Why do you want the Thunder to win? He's like, because I do not want the Knicks to win a championship. And so he's like, I think that the Thunder can beat the Knicks.
Is he trolling his buddy?
Yeah, totally. It must have had a falling out. You heard it here first, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Or my brainwashing has gone too far.
I went just the right.
Because he kept trying to ask me if I would cheer for the Knicks, like if they were playing since the Pacers are out of it. And I'm like, sorry, but I can't do it. Like sorry. Like, but you're welcome to. Like,
I'm not really going to root for them, but I here's another thing that helped me to help me make this decision. The Pacers have played the Knicks 9 times in the playoffs. They're our greatest rival in basketball. We lost 3 of those in 93, 94, and 99. Basically, we just whoop the Knicks every time we see them now. So I'm not even sure I hate them anymore. I'm not even sure they're a rival. We're just kind of beating the crap out of them.
Yeah.
We're 6-3 against them in the 9 games we've played.
And
so
all the recent stuff is
9 playoff series.
Yeah, and then the 9 playoff steps. Yeah, in the last 2 years we beat them. Like, whatever. The only reason they're in the finals is because we took the year off, right? Like, let's give them this chance.
And there's no way that this team's good enough to repeat. So you give them this one, and they're guaranteed to lose next year.
Right. I mean, the thing, they can have this one, then they'll play us and lose again, and we'll be in the finals again. So, whatever. Yeah. And, I mean, the Knicks fans are insufferable. We haven't been to the finals since 99. Like, whatever. Like, we've never won an NBA title. I don't want to hear your bitching and moaning. They're acting like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's cool for them, I guess. But
Very cool for them. I mean, it was cool for us when we made it.
Yeah.
Actually, for the first time in 25 years. Like, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
it has been
for a
first time.
franchise to do that. And they went through a lot of
Some
bad.
real
The
crappy.
Knicks were horrible.
It's real bad. Also, the last time the Knicks got to the finals in '99, they played the Spurs and lost. So this is a revenge game. There's a lot of things going on here.
Also, we're going to see a lot of replays of Larry Johnson doing stuff. And
Yeah, Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston
pretty well looking
and
disappointed.
a young Tim Duncan.
Yeah, so I've been vacillating between Knicks and 6 and Spurs and 7. And
Somebody took one of your numbers.
yeah, I took one of my numbers, so I guess I'm going to go with Spurs and 7. But I do think that there is a route. I can see a world that's not too far-fetched where the Knicks win this series.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's a combination of their ability to score is, unmatched in the playoffs thus far, right, by any other team. Right, like OKC could still... The amazing thing about OKC was it was just Shea, basically the whole series. And they were still putting up 115 a night, basically. And I think that the Knicks are going to do even better than that. I think they can outscore the Spurs.
I think they definitely can.
What I keep coming back to, though, is that there's this goddamn alien on the other team that just is a cheat code. Like, it's crazy. Like, the number of possessions that he affects on the defensive end without doing anything, by just being alive on the floor, is insane. Like, it's, they immediately, as soon as he comes out of the game, the other team is like, okay, let me get this lineup and do like a shift change to try to get a completely different lineup in to take advantage.
Got your anti-Wimbenyama
Exactly.
line out there.
And then he comes back in and they have to revert to like, oh shit, we got to get all our, defenders back in there.
Well, and you're like, oh, I'd prefer him shooting 3-pointers, but like he's a dead eye shooter. He's like hitting like 3 of 5 every game. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
He's the cheat code for sure.
And these other guys, it's almost like they're benefiting from the naivety of youth. Like, they don't know any different. They don't know that they should be scared of this moment, and all they know is they have an alien on their team that's like allows them to do anything. Like, they could, I was watching an interview with De'Aaron Fox like after the game last night, and he was like, "Just makes our life so easy. Like, we can do anything out on the perimeter. It doesn't matter because like everything's gonna get covered up by this, dude
Gamble
with
all
an 8-foot
day.
wingspan." So
Yep.
yeah. So I'm
And-
going Spurs in 7 and cheering for no one. And
Yeah. I'm not really cheering for the Knicks. I'm just choosing them. And that was hard to do because I hate the Knicks.
The Spurs also have
Yeah,
pop power. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Unbelievable. All right. Well, there you have it. Send us your fans the show. Tweet us your picks and definitely let Colson
send
know
me your
why
hate
we're-
mail.
His Pacer fan card is on probation for picking the Knicks.
yeah. Is it going to get better or worse after your rant is my question.
Yeah. Yeah, so you
I
said
think-
you had some things on your mind. that you
Yeah,
had
I
to-
think this is also part of why I'm, again, not rooting for the Knicks, but choosing the Knicks. Because I went on a little deep dive. When I start doing math, that there's something wrong.
Yep.
Usually the
I was
math.
thinking about... What's that?
I said usually the math.
When I do math, I'm definitely doing math wrong. I'm a substitute teacher now, and occasionally I have to sub a math class, and a kid asks for help, and I'm going, "What would your teacher have you do at this point? Well, how would you solve this problem?" There was a I was thinking about how the San Antonio Spurs got to the finals right after we did, and about how we both came into the league at the same time from the ABA in '76, and I also thought about the Kawhi Leonard trade, with George Hill and the different timelines that the Pacers and the San Antonio Spurs have been on. So I went ahead and revisited our histories. Okay. So both teams have been in the league since '76. The Pacers have made 29 playoff appearances, and that's 53 series. Okay. So 29 years, 53 series. We've been to 10 Eastern Conference finals and 2 finals. We've missed the playoffs 21 years. Do the math on that. San Antonio, 35 playoff appearances. 35 years they went to the playoffs. 83 playoff series. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals 15 times. And this will be their 7th finals.
Conference.
Western Conference, right. Western Conference Finals. This will be their 7th finals. They've missed the playoffs only 15 times since being in the NBA. Since 1990, because that's really when the Pacers got good, the Spurs had more success coming out of the ABA because they had George Gervin. We had nobody, and so we were real bad. They went to the conference finals a couple times early on. So since 1990 is much more comparable. And in that time, the Pacers have had 27 playoff appearances, and the Spurs have had 30. Eastern Conference Finals 10 times versus 12 from the Western Conference Finals. So it starts to feel a little bit more on par here. The Pacers missed the playoffs 10 times, and those draft picks, the 10 years, were 12, 11, 11, 13, 10, 11, 13, 6, 7, and 5. Okay? The Spurs missed the playoffs 7 times since 1990, and those picks were 1, 11, 12, 9, 1, 4, and 2. Both franchises have had 6 top 5 picks. So the Pacers, 6 top 5 picks in their career, in their entire history, never had the number 1. The Spurs have had 6 top 5 picks in their history. They got 3 number 1 picks. So we're talking about the only real difference here in these teams is these number 1 freaking picks. They got David Robinson, they got Tim Duncan, and they got Wembanyama. They tanked for 6 seasons. And they got Tim Duncan in 97, and then the last 5 seasons they got 3 of the top 5 picks. Or 3 top 5 picks. So I'm just pissed at their luck, I guess. I'm pissed at their strategic tanking. I don't know. It's outrageous. We have similar teams, similar timelines, and
small markets.
Yeah,
or smallish markets.
Teams that really don't tank, that are that are competent. Again, they've only been to 2 more conference finals than we have. We're both very competitive teams. They just have been able to break through to 5 titles, and we have 0. So, anyway, screw the Spurs. Go Knicks, I guess.
This is a weird show.
Yeah.
The other team I looked up as the Suns, because they have 10 conference finals.
Why?
Well, they have 10 conference finals. I was doing research.
They're still in the NBA.
Yeah, they have 10.
Research. Don't worry about it. Get off my back.
They have 32 playoff appearances since '76. They have 60. They're just closer. They have 10 conference finals appearances as do the Pacers. They've been to the finals 3 times. We've been to it twice. They've never won a finals. So they also have had 6 top 5 picks, but they actually did have a number 1 pick. So
Yeah, but it was DeAndre Ayton.
it was DeAndre Ayton. But they also got recently is when they've gotten all their top 5 picks. They got a 4, a 4, a 1, 6, a 10. I don't know. So
It's working out.
they've been
great.
bad lately.
Yeah.
They've been real bad lately.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. Yeah, you guys did that show about the lottery balls not bouncing our way. And thank you. It helped me process quite a bit because I was bummed. I was very bummed actually. I wouldn't say I had gotten to the point where I was like, thinking that we were gonna get it, but I was dabbling with the possibilities of if we got a top 4 pick, what that would look like. And it's a gut punch, it's a total gut punch, but it was a calculated risk. And I think at the end of the day, I think when the trade originally happened, I said if this pick conveys, it's a bad trade. I don't know if it's a bad trade, but it's not a good trade at this point, I think. Because that number 5 pick is still would be very useful on this team. Mm-hmm. Either for trading for things or, just replenishing the roster. Because, we're in this era, the current CBA, you're going to need dudes on rookie deals to be contributors to, be competitive. Because
we're not going to be able to afford all these guys pretty soon. Yeah.
And you guys mentioned it, it just puts a lot of pressure on Zubats, to, make this a worthwhile thing, because that's the thing about trades is you can't, your opinion of them can constantly change because of how the player is involved in a performing post trade. So if he comes out and he's an all NBA, not all NBA, but all defense level guy, and he's grabbing rebounds and
setting good picks,
and Halliburton looks like Halliburton again, we're going to be competitive still. We're still competitive, but boy, it would have been a force to be reckoned with, I think, if we had any one of those 4 dudes.
Definitely true. And I find it hard to believe that a big is the answer to Wembanyama. There just is no answer to Wembanyama.
Shooting.
No.
More and more shooting. Just not having a team that goes into the paint, I think is the plan.
You need 10 Steph Currys on your squad.
Yes.
You can do that.
That could beat Wembanyama.
That's the Wembanyama beater.
I was talking to Erica about this, and she was asking about the Knicks versus the Spurs and what this means for our team next year, whether we could beat these teams and that sort of thing. And I was saying, well, we have the team that we had, 2 years ago in the finals together for 2 more seasons. We have a 2-year window before all these contracts become different. Guys need more money, whatever. We have all these guys signed. And that gives us a 2-year window. But we have this, the problem, the thing that hurts so much about not getting a top 4 pick is that allows us to stay relevant and competitive, competing with the San Antonios and the Thunder for the next 5 to 10 years, not just 2 years. That's what it feels like to me. Like, hey, my team's really good right now, but we're going to have to keep piecemealing it together and hopefully we can get good again versus having a generational talent to help us get through this next phase. It's just brutal. It's just devastating. Now, maybe the kids don't work out. Maybe we would have gotten a kid who got injured or somebody who was a dud. I don't know. It's possible, that things that this my dream scenario doesn't work out. But, if you get a guy that's a top 10 player in the NBA or something like that to go along with Halliburton, seems pretty good to me, and we don't get to do that. It's just really hard. That's why we can't have nice things.
Suck
Sure
it, San
is.
Antonio.
Yeah, but maybe all the pieces fall back into place next year. Jarris Walker turned into an NBA basketball player, I think. So
Yep. I mean, it's going to be a fun 2 years no matter what. And, our team is going to change after that. I mean, we may be staring down a Carlisle retirement. We may be rebuilding the roster. I mean, a lot may happen in 2 years from now, but these 2 years are going to be fun.
Yeah. We're gonna have chances to play for a title for 2 years for sure. Because we definitely could have beat Detroit, the Cavs. Like, maybe not this Knicks team, but everybody else in this East was soft.
Oh, I think we still could have beat this Knicks team, but it would have been harder than last year's conference finals, I think. Because they actually play their bench.
Yeah.
And, like, I was talking to Ethan's friend's mom, who's also a big Knicks fan, and I was just like, I kind of just felt so bad for you guys. Like, you were so depleted, and then you had to come play us. Like, that must have just sucked for you. She was like, yeah, they were so worn out. Yeah. And then plus game one, whatever happened to you guys in game one. Anyway. All right. Well, we still have some business to deal with. The season is not over yet. The finals start Wednesday, and then they stretch out for... They spread these games out. And then we still got to do our Pacers awards for the season. So, until then, thank you for listening. You can find us on Twitter. We're at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. You could email us, shout out at TheUndebeatables.com. We got a website, TheUndebeatables.com, with a contact form over there. And if you're there, you might as well pop over to the store page and grab yourself a Schmedium t-shirt.
For the architect, Donnie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Sicklinder. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Very nice.
Let's go do a game.
Architect.
That's what he'd say.
Let's go do a game.
Let's go do a finals.
Yeah. That's right. The architect, Donnie Walsh, would not be fazed by losing a draft pick. He would just have smoked 2 more packs of Marlboro Reds and drink a case of Diet Coke and say, all right, back to the drawing board.
That's right.
How do I get Mark Jackson back on this team?